Welcome to SleepLore, where we wander softly through tales of old and whisper the legends of Westeros's great houses. Each story is woven in gentle words, inviting quiet dreams and restful thoughts. Tonight we drift north to the realm of House Stark. If you find peace in these night-bound journeys, let your support be shown with a like or a gentle subscription, so more tales may softly find you. Tonight's journey is Voice of the North, a story rooted in the stone walls of Winterfell, where honor, loss, and hope linger in each snowdrift. We trace the legacy of House Stark, noble protectors shaped by winter's embrace. Let the story unfold gently, a balm for wandering minds, as we listen for the whispers carried by the north wind and follow the path of loyalty under a sky brushed in blue twilight. Chapter 1. Beneath the Northern Sky. Upon the silent land, Winterfell slumbers beneath shifting veils of snow. The night is soft and still, crowned by a tapestry of blue and silver that drapes the north in muted splendor. Here, the stones remember. Age-old tales are tangled in the roots of the keep, echoing softly through frost-heavy air, waiting to awaken with each new hush of winter gloom. A gentle wind moves through the courtyards, stirring banners crowned with the direwolf of House Stark. Even the castle breathes slowly, walls thick with memory and moonshadow. No footsteps echo across the frost-bitten bridges, and every window glows dimly, safe from the distant moans of the night wind. Here, in this fortress of cold, warmth comes quietly, found in loyalty and the promise of returning light. Snowflakes swirl, painting the world with delicate silence. The air carries hidden stories, whispers of old kings who watched their foes fade into the dark. Winterfell guards the fragile peace between memory and now. Beneath every stone rest secrets of a time when wolves roamed wild and oaths were sealed with honor. So the north waits, patient as snowfall, wrapped in shadows and the breath of ancient trees. The Stark words are old as the stones. Winter is coming. In this quiet hour, their meaning lingers in every sigh of wind, every hush within the walls. They remind the weary heart to endure, to find steady strength in the coldest season. Each syllable is a promise, spoken softly under breath and tucked into every dream that finds its refuge inside. Winterfell's embrace tonight. Beneath the eaves of the godswood, ghostly white branches stretch skyward, cloaked in snow. Here old gods listen. The sacred heart tree, its red eyes closed, stands sentinel at the edge of sleep. Among its roots, little footprints mark where Stark children once played, and the air is thick with the memory of whispered prayers given softly to the roots and stars that watch over the land. Loyalty rungs through Winterfell, deep as the rivers that ribbon northward. Even in this blue-lit night, echoes of devotion warm the icy corridors. Guardians watch from shadowed towers, a quiet vigil etched into their bones. Every heartbeat in the keep answers to the ancient call, a rhythm steady and slow, joining dreams of past and future, woven together beneath the ever-falling snow. From the ramparts, moonlight glimmers upon battlements dusted with frost. Wolves prowl the night, their shapes silent against the shifting drifts. Loyal and watchful, the direwolves are the North's living spirit, a reminder that courage is found in kinship and quiet resistance. They pass as shadows, gentle and strong as the Starks themselves, keeping watch even as the household sleeps. Somewhere, a candle sputters in the great hall, painting long shapes on carved stone. The high table sits empty, but the stories linger, draped over the wooden benches where generations gathered to break bread. Shadows flicker, whispering tales of feast and famine, of sons and daughters who walked out beneath the same blue sky, hearts burdened with hope and the unbroken thread of winter's promise. Outside, the night breathes steady and cold. Stars glisten above, distant and unchanged as the passing of years. There is a music to this silence, a gentle rhythm cradling all of Winterfell in its arms. The snow mutes worry, soothes sorrow, lulling every restless thought. In this trance, even the wolves curl close, trusting the night to hold them safe until dawn rises softly behind the walls. Beyond the keep, fields stretch into mist, fences crusted with winter's spell. The land wears its solitude quietly. Every tree and stone is part of a tapestry drawn in patience and snow. Here the world feels smaller, contained by the gentle hush of falling flakes and the massive shoulders of the castle. It is a moment for reflection, where hope grows slow and steady beneath the cover of darkness. The North remembers. Even now, as sleep drapes gently across the land, there is a sense of old stories turning beneath the eaves. They flicker through Winterfell's empty passageways, memories of mothers humming lullabies, fathers sharpening swords, and distant laughter echoing in kitchens warm with firelight. Each memory settles softly, cherished and unforgotten in the tender quiet of winter's night. In Winterfell's heart there is coal and ember, a gentle warmth that never truly fades. It pulses through stone floors and hearths, drawing the family close. The North's resilience reveals itself in stillness and grace, a promise that no night, no matter how long, lasts forever. The fire is humble, yet it endures, guiding lost dreams home beneath the weeping sky and the hush of snow. Listen to the night, the faint crackle from an unseen hearth, the slow breath of sleepers bundled beneath furs, the distant howl of a wolf blending with the wind. Each sound is a note in the lullaby of Winterfell, a comfort spun from survival and steadfast hearts. Let this music wash over worry, drawing you deeper into the restfulness that the North and its guardians know so well. Time drifts in Winterfell like snow, slow, silent, and certain. The old stones have witnessed loss and joy stitched closely together in the long history of House Stark. Each echo in these halls invites reflection on the steadiness of northern hearts. There is sorrow intertwined with hope, and every silent room holds echoes of children's laughter mingled with the weight of whispered farewells. Night deepens. Windows glow and fade behind weaving drifts. The world outside fades to indigo and black, save for the faint glisten on snowy timber and stone. Winterfell stands unwavering, a keeper of secrets and stillness. Here, the rhythm is unhurried, the hush seeped into marrow, shaping those who call the North their home. Take comfort in this pause, trusting the dawn is always on its way. Within shadowed rooms, dreams grow gentle and slow. The worries of day are pressed beneath blankets of quiet comfort. Outside, the ancient trees guard the keep, their roots deep in earth and legend. There is a peace that belongs to places that remember, a stillness softening all sorrow. Let the story hold you, cradling every restless thought as the snow continues its silent fall. So the North sleeps, wrapped in its endless hush. Guardians, wolves, and shadows all watch the castle's dreaming heart. In these walls every loyalty lives on, and every sorrow finds rest in memory's gentle embrace. Under the blue twilight, the land breathes and waits, certain that honor-like hope will always rise anew with the coming sun. Let this moment linger, soothing you deeper into slumber. If you listen closely, you might hear it, the song of Winterfell beneath the snow, soft as the whisper of a mother's promise. Here, in the deep North, every end cradles a beginning, and each silent night is a gentle reminder of the strength found in stillness. As sleep draws us away, the story remains, steadfast as the stones and as endless as the northern sky above. Chapter 2. The First Wolves. In the heart of ancient forests, before stone and crown, the first men wandered beneath snow-laden boughs. Their footsteps pressed softly into untouched frost, breath silver in the cold dawn air. Legends tell of silent shapes moving alongside them, dire wolves ancient as the winter wind itself. One by one, man and wolf found each other, guided by hunger and a longing for warmth beneath the icy stars. Whispered in the hush between drifting snowflakes, the tale lingers of first men drawing near to quiet streams under a midnight sky, where direwolves chased shadows and spirits whispered on the breeze. Gentle hands reached toward bright eyes flickering from the dark, and trust grew, slow and deep as roots in winter earth. A bond, wild and wordless, took shape. The ancestors of House Stark learned loyalty from the untamed heart of the North. Through endless forests where moonlight lingered on ancient pines, the first men built their humble camps. At their fires, dire wolves lay close, sharp eyes glimmering like stars through the mist. Night by night, man and beast breathed together, fear unraveled, replaced with kinship and a silent pact. In every howl and every heartbeat, the seeds of honor were sown. The story of House Stark began in flickers of fire and frost, entwined with the spirits of wolves. Between tangled roots and swirling snow, whispers of an older world echoed. The land itself seemed to lean in, listening as Stark's ancestors told stories to the embers. Each tale honored the cold and the courage needed to embrace it, while direwolves watched with unblinking devotion. They protected the slumbering camps, guardians wrapped in moon shadows. Loyal even then, they became more than companions. They became kin, woven into the growing legend of the North. Beneath the pale mask of winter, the first men learned patience. Around them, ice glistened like glass, and the silence of snow carried ancient wisdom. They moved carefully, guided by the quiet confidence of direwolves treading beside them. Survival demanded respect and humility, and so the Stark's ancestors grew wise under open skies. The wolf's howl called them home each night, a lullaby of belonging, folding them gently into the arms of the North. Direwolves, the living shadows of the northern wilds, became heralds of courage. With powerful bodies and mournful eyes, they mirrored the silent strength their human brothers carried within. Together, they roamed icy clearings, leaving only the softest traces where frost lay undisturbed. As snow fell like secrets from the sky, the first men listened and learned. In every hushed night, loyalty was shaped not by words, but by steadfast silence and shared watchfulness. Every ancient tree in those wild woods remembers, roots tangled with memory, bark tracing the stories of the Stark's beginnings. Ancestors carved symbols and runes, marking vows to the land and its restless creatures. The woods became cathedrals filled with the breath of men and wolves alike. Honor was not spoken but lived, as each new dawn revealed sheltering branches and watchful eyes, all bound by the promise of togetherness in the face of winter's endless trials. Winter's silence is a keeper of secrets. Through its quiet, the first men found solace and purpose. Ancient songs drifted across starlit fields, telling of noble wolves and patient hunters. The blood of direwolves mingled with human dreams, leaving every Stark with echoes of wisdom born from frost and forest. Their story, gentle and unbroken, spread with each shadowed sunrise, and their offerings of loyalty echoed softly in the chill stillness that blanketed the wild North. There, beneath boughs heavy with snow, the pact between wolf and man was sealed. Each protected the other from what the night might bring. Wind shifted, carrying the distant howls of kin across wide white fields, calling scattered hearts into the fold. The world slumbered under the endless hush. In this peace, House Stark's earliest ancestors dreamed of futures sculpted by duty, shaped by cold, and warmed by the companionship of those bound to them in spirit. Ancient paths wound between silent stones and untouched moss, worn by the careful steps of first men and the padded footfalls of direwolves. The fearless heart of the North was born herein, the wild woods and rolling snows beneath the unblinking stars. Each tale told by the fire was a lesson woven into the fabric of House Stark. Kindness shown to beast and neighbor alike became their guiding law, as unyielding and clear as fresh winter ice. The hush of shifting snow was sometimes broken by laughter or a low, harmonious howl. Children of the first men played in the chill, watched over by guardian wolves trailing through shadows. Through shared joys and hardships, legend grew a gentle reminder that every bond, however unlikely, was a shield against loneliness. The Starks learned that love and loyalty, as enduring as the cold itself, could bloom in the most formidable silence, marking every heart with honor's indelible touch. At twilight, when the fire's low and embers glowed softly, the oldest among them recited legends passed down like precious gifts. Direwolves lay in quiet circles, eyes half closed, listening as snow tapped gently at the shelter's edge. These moments lingered, gentle and timeless, etching courage and humility deeper into the Starks' souls. In these tales, every hardship became a lesson, every friendship a song, sung softly in the language of north wind and wolf's breath. Many nights brought dreamers to the ancient woods, seeking wisdom in the gloom. The direwolf's gaze, patient and unblinking, met the first men's with calm understanding. Together, they learned to walk the boundaries of wildness and warmth. In the hush between heartbeats, the earliest Starks pledged themselves to the old gods, vowing to watch over both Forest and Kina, promise that would echo through every frozen winter and every quiet dawn to come. Sometimes, as the wind moved softly through icy groves, the first men heard more than just howls. It was as if the earth itself spoke to them in the voices of ancestors and wolves. The Starks learned to listen, to storms, to silence, to the patient rhythm of seasons. With every lesson, their loyalty deepened. Beneath cold stars they grew steadfast, carrying the music of snow and the memory of gentle wildness deep in their bones, ready for whatever the north might bring. Legends grew not just from grand deeds, but from small acts of tenderness, a hand offered to a trembling cub, a shared meal in the dead of winter. Story by story, the family of the North took shape, spun from countless gestures of kindness. Through hardship and celebration, wolf and human found joy in one another's company. The Stark's honor became a living light, a flame never extinguished, casting warmth and guidance under the long, unending shadow of winter. As years slipped quietly past, the forests that once teemed with wildness became a haven where loyalty itself took root. The first men, with direwolves forever beside them, learned to entrust their hearts to the land. Each snowy night folded more memories into the fabric of House Stark. Dreams of peace and protection endured, even as frost covered their world. The gentle song of belonging traveled through their lineage, whispering hope for dawns yet to come. Not every season was gentle. Blizzards swept across the valley and hunger pressed close. Yet in those hardest times, the bond between wolf and man was strongest. Side by side, they faced the North's harshest trials, their spirits bright as lanterns in the endless dark. Ancestors of House Stark endured, hearts steady beneath the weight of snow and promise. In each challenge, their loyalty deepened, and honor blossomed like frost flowers along the silent winter path. As dawn painted the skies in silver and blue, the children of the first men and their loyal wolves would wake to a world waiting for their steps. The peace in these early mornings shaped the Stark legacy, blending the gentle certainty of pack and family into every day. Each sunrise, wolves stretched and yawned beside sleeping figures, ready to greet new challenges together, bound in a promise that would outlast even the longest, coldest winter. With every generation, the story of the first wolves echoed in new voices. Songs and prayers honored direwolves as guardians and Kennever pets, but noble companions in the journey of the North. The land and its keepers changed with the years, but the hearts that beat for loyalty and courage remained the same. In the soft hush before nightfall, the spirit of those first bonds lingered, cradling every Stark in the embrace of frost, memory, and quiet honor. Tonight, as snow drifts softly outside your window, think of those first footsteps in the wild north. Picture men and wolves side by side, walking ancient forest trails beneath silent stars. The legacy of House Stark endures in every promise kept, every watchful gaze, and every gentle song whispered into the velvet hush. Sleep now, wrapped in the loyalty and courage of those who came before, guided by the tranquil, everlasting voice of the North. Chapter 3. Winterfell's Quiet Strength. In the pale hush of twilight, Winterfell stands rooted amid swaths of snow. Stones, time-worn yet enduring, whisper silent tales of old. Gentle wind moves through empty courtyards, carrying both laughter and the trace of ancient grief. Here, banners tremble with memory. Each flag's restless edge reflects centuries of pride, standing guard against the cold. There is solace in knowing Winterfell endures, its walls a cradle for the heartbeat of the North. Within Winterfell's echoing halls, footsteps fall softly on rugged stone. The gentle shuffle of servants and shouts of children are mere ghosts now, replaying in memory with every gust that stirs the shadows. Each corridor is lined with silent watchers, statues whose stern eyes honor those lost. Yet, woven through the silence, there is a profound peace. Winterfell's serenity is not emptiness, but a gentle embrace, holding every echo and every sigh. The keeps and towers nestle together, encircled by sturdy walls. In the frosty air, you can almost sense the warmth that flickers within. Fires glow behind thick walls, casting soft amber across stone floors. The hearth's quiet crackle soothes the night, a gentle defiance against the endless winter outside. Family gathers close by, voices low and stories old, the threads of the Stark lineage entwined with every hushed conversation, every shared glance. Beyond the castle's walls, the weirwood standsits, red eyes closed in tranquil reflection. Snow settles quietly atop its ancient branches, tracing patterns the way time etches memory. Beneath its solemn gaze, those who pray do so softly, mindful of histories written in blood and frost. The godswood holds secrets old as Winterfell itself, and in the heart of winter's chill, every leaf remembers the vows spoken in hushed reverence beneath their watchful limbs. The outer courtyard, swept clean by icy wind, is alive with the faint remnants of old Joyce children's laughter, steel striking steel in friendly sparring, echoes that swirl between the stones like morning mist. In the stillness, the routines of the Stark household persist. Armor polished, wolf pelts brushed, hands steady with daily purpose. This unbroken tradition binds family to home, and home to the vast, wild north that lies beyond the safety of the gates. In Winterfell, resilience weaves through every waking moment. Morning begins not with clamor, but with quiet determination. Bread is baked, soup stirred, and lanterns lit as the sun stirs itself through a veil of silver clouds. Each resident wears calm like an old cloak, unruffled by the weight of duty. The castle breathes in its own rhythm. Even in solitude, a feeling of unity persists, a silent vow that endures long after voices have faded. The banners of the direwolf are never still. Even on calmest nights, the wind finds them, setting them to ripple like snowy ocean waves. Their gray and white shapes are more than symbols each. Flutter recalls the moments of fierce loyalty and quiet bravery that shaped this house. Beneath their movement, those inside draw comfort, reminded that honor is not a distant echo, but present and alive, woven into each day's gentle unfolding. Sometimes snow falls in thick, silent curtains, muting the world. Winterfell does not shudder or complain. Instead, it seems to gather the snowfall like a heavy quilt, sheltering memory, pride, and sacrifice within. Through shuttered windows, the north's beauty glimmers off white fields, dark pine, and the endless hush. Within, the quiet is not empty. It is filled with gratitude for warmth, for kin, and the chance to endure another night together. Each morning, the well-trodden path from kitchen to courtyard tells a tale of humble diligence. Boots leave fresh prints in the new snow, soon joined by others, forming a living tapestry of daily toils. Buckets of water steam in the chilly dawn, firewood finds its home on grateful hearths. Here, survival is an art, practiced with patience and reverence. In these understated movements, the true spirit of the North is honored again and again. At sunset, Winterfell's towers glow with a gentle golden outline, framed by a sky tinged violet and blue. The evening calls those within to slow their pace. Meals are humble but hearty, seasoned with shared promises. Old songs linger as a tranquil thread, weaving past and present together. Around the fire, shadows flicker across stories told in voices soft with memory, yet resolute with pride. It is in these moments that the heart of Winterfell beats its strongest. Some nights a wolf's howl rises far beyond the walls, both plaintive and majestic. Winterfell listens and remembers. The dire wolf is not only a sigil, but a spirit wild and loyal, bound to the north by threads deeper than lineage. In the gentle dark, a sense of kinship stirs among those within. They are not alone. The presence of the dire wolf weaves through dreams, promising steadfastness, even as winter's coldest winds press against the stone. Winterfell's kitchens, redolent with spice and hearth smoke, operate like a quiet heartbeat beneath the castle floors. Here, old recipes are cherished, passing from matron to daughter to servant. Bread rises slow against the chill, and each meal is an act of care, a soft shield against the long dark. In every bite, there is history reminders of those who came before, and of the bonds that hold the Stark household quietly, delicately together. Up on the ramparts, sentinels stand their watch. Their eyes scan horizons veiled in mist, while above them, snowflakes spiral in silent descent. Vigilance here is gentle, not grim, wistful perhaps, but not weary. They serve to protect not just the stone and timber, but the silent traditions echoing in every arch and stair. Every heartbeat on the ramparts carries forward the sense of watchful pride that defines Winterfell's gentle strength. The Godswood's heart tree, with its white bark and red leaves, waits in perpetual witness. Couples whisper vows beneath its old boughs, while lonesome souls seek counsel in its quiet shadow. Its roots stretch deep, entwined with the castle's foundation, nourishing hope, honoring grief. Generations pass, yet the heart tree watches over all, binding the living and the lost in a bond of silent, unbroken reverence that steadies the spirit through every season. The ancient stone corridors cradle footsteps both hurried and hesitant. Sometimes the sound of music drifts through a soft harp or gentle hum, lacing melancholy with hope. Each note lingers in the frigid air, a brief warmth. These corridors have borne witness to feasts and heartbreak, but tonight they are patient. Within their walls, stories are safe. Within each echo, you can sense the promise that no memory, no love, is ever fully lost at Winterfell. As night deepens, fires recede to embers. Windows fill with reflections, faces old and new, merging and softening in the flicker of candle glow. Outside, snow covers all in gentle silence. Within, hearts lean into the warmth, grateful for small kindnesses. Winterfell's resilience lies not in resistance, but acceptance, allowing sorrow and joy to exist side by side. The strength of this house is the quiet wisdom to endure, to hope, and above all, to remember. A gentle hush wraps the great hall. Shadows stretch long across tables polished by generations of hands. The tapestries, faint and faded, flutter slightly in the drafts. Every detail holds a fragment of a story, victories toasted with laughter, losses mourned in silent tears. In this stillness, gratitude kindles. Each breath admits the hardships past, but also the warmth that fellowship brings. Night after night, the gentle quiet blankets all, nurturing dreams beneath Winterfell's sturdy roof. The North's cold cannot extinguish affection. Brothers clasp hands in greeting, children huddle close to ancient stories, and even the gruffest of men murmur blessings into the crisp dusk. As constellations glitter, Winterfell turns inward, grateful for company found amid snow and stone. The world beyond may howl and bluster, but within these walls love is not loud, it is steady, grounding each day, each night, in something enduring. The cold only strengthens the ties that bind. Somewhere, a forgotten garden nestles beneath drifts, holding the memory of blossoms. Though the flowers sleep, their roots linger, steadfast against the frost. This is Winterfell's story, Tua, promise that even in silence, life persists. As frost etches fresh patterns on the windows, hope remains inked in every stone, every breath of warm air. There is peace in this waiting, in the understanding that beneath every winter, spring, somehow, someday, stirs anew. So Winterfell endures through every loss and every joy. Its quiet strength lies not in grand declarations, but in the gentle rituals of daily life, the soft closing of a door, shared bread at dusk, a whispered tale just before sleep. Here, the pride of the North is a silent river, flowing beneath all hardship. To rest within Winterfell's embrace is to know the comfort of belonging, where honor and memory find a home amid the hush of winter's night. Chapter 4. Echoes of Loyalty and Loss. In the hushed halls of Winterfell, stories drift like mist at dawn. The Starks of old watch over shadows stretching long across the stones. Every footstep remembers those who left and those who stayed behind. Here, loyalty and loss are woven into the silent tapestry that warms the hearth. The echoes speak of bonds unbroken, even as the world changes beyond these ancient walls. Beneath the icy silence, memories of sacrifices linger, some whispered in moonlit chambers, others mourned beneath nodding weirwood branches. Bran's silent longing, Arya's wild journey, Sansa's resilience, all are ripples in the great northern lake of sorrow and strength. Though names fade, each Stark heart beats in quiet remembrance. The walls listen gently to secrets of love lost and promises quietly renewed in the cold, starlit night. Silent goodbyes hang heavy, woven into the pale light of northern mornings. Fathers become stories, mothers disappear with tears unwept, and still those who remain hold fast to hope. Through bitter winters and long nights, loyalty lights a fragile glow that never goes out. The wolves gather by the gates, some might be gone, but their presence lingers, singing through the snow, a comfort to the lonely hearts within Winterfell. What is loyalty, if not the quiet waiting for a name long absent, or the strength to send loved ones into darkness so they might find their light? The Starks have known exile and empty chairs, the ache left behind when laughter fades. Yet with every season's turn, the family words remain a lullaby on the wind. Even when pain is borne alone, the hope of return and reunion softens the weight of separation. Old gods watch with gentle eyes as Stark hearts ache in silence. A brother's absence or a sister's searching each story. A thread in the cloak of sorrow that wraps the family close. Some depart with no promise of return, while others wait by the icy window, wishing on the bright North Star. Yet sorrow never erases devotion. Instead, it deepens the roots that hold the family firm, unshakable as the heart trees. In the quiet moments before sleep claims the mind, stories of old Starks resurface. Ned's steadfast gaze, Catelyn's longing sigh, Robb's hopeful stride, each remembered in the hush of falling snow. The pain of loss is not sharp, but softened by the years, wrapped gently in the warm fur of memory. Time reshapes sorrow into a shelter where wolves may gather, comforted by each other and the land that never forgets. Morning feels far away as the long night drapes the north in silver quiet. There is peace in the patience of waiting, a gentle strength in holding on when loved ones are far. The howls of the dire wolves sing of promises yet unfulfilled, and the crumbling stones of Winterfell whisper to those who roam and those who remain. Here, heartbreak deepens the well of love from which each generation drinks in silence. The land remembers. In every snowflake and each blade of frosted grass, tears once shed return as dew on the grave of a lost father or brother. kin banished or believed gone are not truly lost. Their stories drift through the branches, echoing in the hush before dawn. Wolves gather at the edge of sleep, reminding the living that love persists even in the shadowed corners of memory and frost. Sometimes, the weight of heartbreak is lightened by kindness, a hand held longer, a word spoken softly in the gray morning. Sansa's patience, Arya's restless wandering, each way of loving has its place among the Starks. Even when sorrow seems endless, loyalty endures, a candle steady in the chill wind. The family's greatest strength is not their swords, but the invisible bonds that survive each loss and linger with every dawn. Grief has many voices in the north. Some cry out in the night, carried by the wailing wind. Others simply wait in silence, their loss marked by a rock on a cairn or a carving in an old tree. The Starks understand this quiet pain. Their hearts are shaped as much by absence as affection, and in the slow hours before waking, they learn that steadfastness is a gentle form of courage, unspoken but deeply felt. Every oath taken in Winterfell's Godswood is a thread tied to the past, yoking present sorrow to ancient loyalty. The memory of Maester Luwin's wisdom, the echo of Ygritte's laughter, and the shadow of Jon's uncertain path all linger. Each loss carries a Lysona silent promise that love, even hidden in sorrow's folds, will endure as long as the heart remembers, and as long as the wolves howl beneath the cold northern stars. In the deepest quiet, when moonlight strokes the snow, the Starks reflect on those they cannot embrace. Sometimes forgiveness is elusive and longing sharp. Yet in this stillness, hopes are planted like hardy seeds, waiting for the warmth of reunion. Wolves know that someday, when the winter breaks, the scattered family will find their way home, led by the old ties that outlast even the harshest frost or the heaviest heartbreak. Loss does not empty the halls of Winterfell. Instead, it fills every corner with memories, some gentle as lullabies, others heavy as stone. Yet, as each day passes, the ache of absence slowly shapes itself into a quiet resilience. The Stark children, whether near or far, learn to carry their sorrow with dignity, drawing comfort from the persistence of the land and the promise that the morning, though late, will always return. At the heart of every wolf is the need to belong. Even when parted by distance or fate, the Starks are bound by invisible threads, yearnings, half-remembered tales, and the silent strength passed from one heart to another. In dreams they return to the halls they once called home, finding comfort in the familiar warmth and unspoken love that waits within the ancient walls of Winterfell, steadfast as the snows that blanket the land. Night after night, the watchful eyes of ancestors gaze down from their weirwood thrones. The living remember those lost, drawing strength to endure harsh winters and the heartaches that come with them. The love between siblings, parents, and distant kin grows deeper in the face of separation. Even when joy seems lost to the snow, a soft hope persists, giving shape to dreams and the promise that loyalty, like winter, will always return. To be a Stark is to understand how sorrow and loyalty walk side by side. Every departure holds an echo of a whispered goodbye, and every return is mourned for what was lost along the way. Yet this delicate balance forms the heart of the Familia's sturdy thread that weaves through generations. And so the wolves endure, their stories carried on the wind, softly fusing sorrow with hope in the hush of winter's embrace. In the dusk, long after voices have faded and fires have died down, the memory of kin persists. Banished, lost, or gone each, is held in a place of quiet honor. The Starks find solace in the unending rhythms of the land, the way snow returns and leaves, and the patient song of the direwolves. This comfort binds them together, teaching that while hearts break, love and loyalty will linger, unfading in the North's embrace. Not all sorrow is spoken aloud, some is carried deep, beneath thick furs and unshed tears. The family watches over its own, each member a guardian of another's heartache. Their unspoken care is a quiet sanctuary against winter's chill. In moments when the wind sings through empty corridors, the memory of sacrifices made and loyalty kept is a lullaby, soothing even the hearts most sorely tried by loss and loneliness. The wolves of Winterfell never truly vanish. Their spirit lives on in each Stark's courage and in each moment of forgiveness or understanding. In defeat and in triumph, the pack endures, held together by love's steady thread. Even as sorrow settles deep and the night grows long, there is comfort in knowing that the roots of loyalty delve far below the surface, anchoring the family through every storm that sweeps the north. As dawn creeps softly over Winterfell's snowy ramparts, the family's pain lingers, but so does hope. The land remembers each oath, each tear, and every promise made beneath the stars. In quiet hearts and silent prayers, the Starks endure, reminding us that the true voice of the North is not only the wind or the wolves' call, but also the love that binds family together, echoing night after night until morning finally arrives. Chapter 5. The Silence at the Heart of Winter. Night deepens over Winterfell, and within those ancient stones, silence becomes a gentle shroud. The winds hush their tales, leaving space for listening hearts to remember. House Stark endures, drawing quiet strength from the snow that drapes the fields and forests. In this stillness, time slows and memories drift like icy feathers, settling softly beneath the vast northern sky. Within the heart of winter, each breath hangs in frozen air, every moment suspended between now and what may come. The great halls echo with a hush, as if the stones themselves remember all the seasons past. Sons and daughters of the North move quietly, steady as their lineage, woven with wisdom and longing. In these muted hours, dreams of sunlight and thaw linger just beyond reach, embroidered with hope against the hush. The banners of House Stark stir gently in the night, their wolves silent but vigilant, ever loyal. In the silence, old promises are kept and honored by each heartbeat. The warmth of fires glows in lonely chambers, a sentinel light for those keeping watch. Even when words are scarce, loyalty persists, weaving a tapestry of devotion that brightens the darkest times. Each quiet moment glimmers with the possibility of renewal. Whispers of the wind drift through narrow windows, carrying secrets that belong only to the North. The hush of winter settles in the bones, urging the mind to rest. Through quiet endurance, House Stark holds a candle against despair, their honor burning gently day by day. Even as shadows stretch long across the snow, hope finds shelter in steadfast hearts, and a gentle peace descends as sleep draws nearer with every passing moment. Beneath the silvery frost, the roots of Winterfell hold fast. They bind the past to the present, grounding dreams with strength unseen. Each stone remembers laughter, grief, and vow, their histories layered quiet as snowfall. Above, stars blink gently through the cloud-swept dark, echoing ancient legends told by flickering firelight. Beneath quiet skies, House Stark's legacy endures, weaving resilience into the quiet night and guarding dreams until dawn's first glimmer. Outside the walls, the woods and valleys slumber, veiled in white. Every bough carries the burden of winter patiently, each tree an old sentinel bearing silent witness. The northern wolves slip between shadows, moving like whispered thoughts. In their quiet resilience, House Stark mirrors the land, unbroken and enduring. Their legacy glows faintly, like embers beneath the snow, waiting for the promise of spring to rouse them, soft and sure. Inside, old melodies drift from room to room, linger like threads of mist in the chill. Small joys warm even the coldest fingers, the taste of spiced wine, the safety in a loved one's gaze, the strength in familiar words. House Stark finds solace in simple grace, learning from the patient silence that winter brings. Amidst the hush, kindness is treasured, each gentle moment forming part of the enduring story beneath northern stars. Snow muffles each footstep, softening the world until even sorrow seems gentler. The halls of Winterfell, ancient and steadfast, breathe with quiet stories. Nights grow longer, but the heart of the north grows ever stronger, fortified by loyalty. The hush between words grows comforting, as if silence itself is a promise that hope will last. In these long hours, dreams rest safely, curled in the warmth of steadfast love. Each night the cold deepens, yet the fires never falter. Embers glow, casting gentle light on fir and stone alike. The silence is not empty, but full of memory and promise. Every crackling flame sings of the return of spring. House Stark watches over its own, drawing comfort from the knowledge that endurance brings dawn closer. In the hush of winter's heart, they teach that strength can be quiet, and hope never entirely fades. High above, the moon drifts behind a veil of frosted clouds, spreading silver over courtyard and keep. The ancient godswood stands hushed but welcoming, its white branches cradling secrets spoken by countless generations. Here, House Stark listens to the silence, finds courage in calm, and weaves hope through hardship. Each star in the sky becomes a gentle witness to resilience, shining down as winter's stillness lingers over the north. No matter how icy the wind or dark the night, House Stark endures. Their legacy finds root in discretion and patience, each hardship shaping resolve. They carry whispers of the old ways, soothing the cold with gentle compassion. Through gentle breaths and quiet thoughts, comfort threads its way through every shadow. The promise of spring glistens in every heart, cultivated in silence, waiting for the perfect moment to bloom. In great halls where laughter once echoed, memories linger, softened by winter's hush. Gentle hands tend to old wounds, while the loyal keepers of House Stark light lanterns against the gloom. Shadows deepen, but fear cannot take root where honor is a shield. Here, sorrow is met with steadfastness and worry with calm. The silent strength of the north remains, nurturing a quiet hope for brighter days ahead. The snow continues to fall, painting the world in quiet grace. Its gentle layers erase harsh edges, making every hardship seem just a little softer. Within each drifting flake is the promise of new beginnings. House Stark, used to such endurance, finds beauty in patience. They remain, gentle and strong, guiding their people through the hush and toward dreams. The quiet teaches that all things, sorrow included, will eventually melt away with the sun. Steadfastness is the melody sung in every silent corridor and snow-laden courtyard. House Stark's honor whispers through the stillness, reminding all who listen that patience breeds strength. With each dusk, warmth is kindled, a newbie it from a soft blanket, a comforting word, or the steady pulse of hope. Their story is a quiet one, but it lingers, growing stronger with each hush of the winter wind. The northern sky stretches, deep and endless, above Winterfell's towers. Beneath its watchful gaze, House Stark holds to their values, braving hardship with silent pride. As the world sleeps, every breath they take weaves another thread into the rich tapestry of resilience. In this cold, tranquil night, listeners are invited to let go, surrendering to stillness, trusting that, like the Starks, their own quiet strength will carry them through adversity. Winter teaches that every hardship can be endured when hearts remain true. In the silence blanketing Winterfell, the lessons of the past echo gently. Mist drifts through the trees, cloaking memory and hope in silver. House Stark stands vigil, eyes open and patient, unwavering in the face of all seasons. This gentle resolve, formed from countless quiet nights, assures that the soul can rest, comforted by legacy and lasting peace. All around, the world appears still, but beneath the snow, life persists, waiting for spring's call. In the lasting quiet, House Stark's hopes are like seeds beneath the frost-hidden, yet certain to bloom. Their silent strength whispers reassurance to all who seek rest. Between darkness and dawn, every gentle promise, every silent vow, becomes a warm mantle, offering protection and solace to those yearning for peace. Winter's embrace is chill, yet how stark uplifts each spirit with tender endurance. Stories drift through the night, gentle as falling snow, inviting dreams. Their quiet strength soothes troubled thoughts, lending courage to troubled hearts. As darkness deepens, the silence inspires not fear but comfort, space for every worry to melt away. Softly, gently, the hope of spring lingers on each breath, warming the soul against winter's longest night. Within this hush, every star above Winterfell becomes a silent guardian, watching over the north. The night speaks with gentleness, urging weary travelers and dreamers alike to rest. Through every story whispered and every candle lit, House Stark's honor endures, gently guiding listeners toward the peaceful embrace of sleep. As hope glimmers in the silence, the promise of renewal hums quietly, a lullaby beneath the vast northern sky. Now, as the tale closes and the heart of winter settles around us, may the calm resilience of House Stark comfort you. Let the silence of snow and the deep peace of night invite dreams of brighter days. Drift on soft hope into the space between waking and sleep, warmed by the steadfast strength of ancient stones. In the tranquility of the northern sky, let gentle stories carry you steadily into morning's gentle promise.